you can use the reference track to help you with your structure. So you see here along the top here, you've got these markers. So you can base your markers on the reference track if you want, if you struggle with structure. So let's just delete all these. I think some of these are actually out of time. I might need to go and fix that if that's what's happening on the project template. So feel free to just delete them and put your own ones in. So we have like an intro, and then you have your drop here. So you could put drop. And whilst you're learning, you can literally just copy the same structure that your reference track is doing. This one's a bit of a weird example because it's not in 16 bars. Normally what I like to do with drum and bass is stay in 16 bar phrases to keep it simple. So yeah, just be careful with the reference track you're using. Try and stick to 16 bar phrases because it's just helpful when you're getting the ideas down and keeping things organized, and especially for DJs when they're mixing as well, for drum and bass at least. With like 4x4 music, you can more stick to like 8 bar phrases. So this is Simon's track here, and whilst you've done a really good job putting these markers in, there's a bit too many of them, and some of them look a little bit uneven. Like here you've got this section, but then this section's a really shorter. So like here you've got this section, but then this section's a lot shorter. Try and stick in 16 bar phrases, especially when you're learning, because it's going to just simplify things. And also, I don't know why you've started the track in the 33rd bar. Just start it at the start. You don't need this big gap at the start. Just bring everything back, and then every 16 bars add a new marker in. So the first one will be intro, then the second one might be breakdown, and then after 8 bars there, you might have a build up for 8 bars, and then you might have a drop for 16 bars, second half of the drop for 16 bars, and then you might go into another breakdown. So let me see if I can quickly fix this for you. I'm just going to go Control X and then go all the way back to the start here and do Control V. And then if we just remove all these markers, so I'll just quickly do that. So let's take a look here. We've got the first marker can go here. So that's just going to be intro. So that's the first 16 bars, and it just feels like that's the continuation of the intro. And then we'll have the build up here. So you just come to here, add locator, build up, and then 16 bars again, we'll have the drop here. So the drop will just go there, and then you just keep doing that. So every 16 bars, if it needs another locator, put that in. If it doesn't, then do it to the next one. And just throughout the whole track, it will all just be 16 bar phrases. And if you're doing bassline or house, you can do 16 bar phrases or you can do 8 bar phrases, but try not to just randomly add an 8 bar phrase without the other 8 bars so it doesn't add up to 16, because otherwise it just can get a bit confusing, especially if you're trying to DJ, mix it, and it just can sound a little bit off to listeners as well if some sections aren't as long as others. So I hope that makes sense. It just makes everything simpler and makes your producing experience a lot easier as well.